Hello, class. This is your Professor AJ for MBA 515. We are in week 10, and in week 10, you are submitting the final project. And I wanted to kind of go over the rubric a little bit and kind of give you some pointers and hints on how to do really well on this. First and foremost, this part of the assignment is worth 400 points, which is about a 40% of your grade, so to speak. But anyway, here's the point. The point is most of the things that are being asked for in this rubric, and we'll go over it a little bit here in just a second, you've already done. So it's just a matter of you putting these together in a succinct way. In other words, like say if you've written a 5 to 8 page paper or 8 to 10 page paper, you would take bits and pieces out of that paper to start putting together your final project. For example, let me go here. Over here it says in module 10 you will submit your final project. It should be a complete polished artifact containing all of the critical elements of the final project. Your submission should include any feedback from your instructor on previous milestones. And I've given you plenty of feedback. The submission will be graded with the MBA 515 project guidelines and rubric. So that's what this is right here. Now, please, whatever you do, read through this rubric. Now, someone emailed me the other day asking me about this particular project, and they say, well, how long should this project be? Should it be like 10 or 15 pages? And I asked them the simple question that is, have you read through the rubric? And so the guidelines right here says it should be 15 to 20 pages, double space. And the reason why I answered the question with a question, because I wanted to make sure that that all students actually go to the rubric when it's time to complete this assignment. So let's just kind of go through the rubric a little bit. Now, here is a big heads up. The best way to complete any assignment like this is to 100% use headings, okay? Headings are, let me see if I can find a paper that I've done. Well, better yet, I'll tell you what. I've already talking about headings in APA format. I've even given examples of that. So let's just take a quick look at some images here for headings. Okay, let's just say that you're writing. This is a heading. This is a heading. So what it does is when you use headings in APA, it actually helps the reader quickly move to the information that they're looking for. And you say, well, shouldn't the professor read the entire paper? The professor does, which is me, read the entire paper. But what using headers and headings actually help you do, if you had to write say an executive summary, in which you will have to do that. And this is really somewhat like an executive summary, but if you had to write an executive summary, the people that are funding, whether it's a bank or whether it's your, you're an entrepreneur within a company, the senior management is going to immediately look for certain sections of that document. And so it's very important that you, use headings, just like I just showed you here. It makes it very easy. So let's just kind of go through this, and just to prove to you that you've really done most of this already. It just doesn't have to be as thorough. Like say if you wrote about the SWOT in 8 pages, you don't have to write about the SWOT in 8 pages with this. You can simply pull information from it. But you go in, you've talked about the historical significance, a little bit about why your innovation or your business idea is relevant, what kind of problem does it solve. You've talked about the factors. Some of this you've also talked about in the discussions. This course was designed to use the discussions to actually help you write your papers. You probably figured that out. So you got the internal factors of a SWOT. We know internal factors are strengths and weaknesses, anything that we have some influence over. You have internal factors, prioritized lists. Remember, prioritized lists. Some missed this in a previous assignment. The readiness, internal factors, readiness that you can do business based on your strengths and weaknesses. External factors, in other words, what's going on outside of your company, pest analysis, whether it's economic, political, technology-wise, what is going on that it will enable or impede you from doing it. If you recognize these headers here, because 8-2 paper, entrepreneur opportunities, entrepreneurial assessment, entrepreneurial, that is, and entrepreneurial C, as you can tell, most impact on sustainability. Many people, this is often missed. Tell us how your company is going to sustain. What makes you think your company will still be around? So just go through this, and what you do is you outline your paper first. That is the first thing that I would do. I would outline my paper based on, like, if I was writing this paper, what I would do is I would put cover page. Let me see if I can actually pull up something here real quick. Well, actually, no, I don't have to. You know what I'm talking about because you've been writing papers. I would do a cover page. I would do an abstract. Although an abstract is not necessary, but it is proper APA. I'm just letting you know. So if you don't do it, no worries. But it basically quickly gives the reader what you set on addressing in the paper. So, and then all I would do is I would use these headings to address, what's in my paper. And so when I'm reading it, or if another professor, when you go to the next course, is reading your paper, they immediately see that you're actually addressing what is in the rubric. So, sorry, this is a bit long-winded, but I really need you guys to understand that you've really done this work already. It's just a matter of aggregating it and putting it together. Here are the sections, the critical elements to be addressed, and of course these actually match here, then match the rubric, and then these are the deliverables. These are things, like I said, that you've already done, right? And they're just going to go into one document. So have fun, put it together, and be creative. And I'm looking forward to receiving your final project. Take care.